Hello and welcome to this week of Gear Report. It is episode 223. 223. How did we get to episode 223? And I didn't do a special episode 223 thing. Man, I got to pay attention better so I see those things coming. 223 as in the popular rifle caliber that's used in like AR-15s and such. So, yeah. So we did not do anything special for 223. Maybe we'll follow up and do something on that to celebrate this next week. Howdy, Chris. Thanks for being here. Chris from the 740. Thanks for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to hear from you. In the rare occasions we get to see you. Looks like I'm flying solo tonight, so bear with me. We're going to go through a couple things real quick. And let's see. It is this week of Gear Report. Pleasure to have you here. Thanks for being here. We are going to go into a couple recent reviews. AJ has some things that got published. We may talk about some things that will be published soon. I don't know that we have anything specific to talk about in the Guitarmageddon world. Potentially, we may talk about some Humvee stuff. Obviously, repeal the NFA, boo ATF, we're always going to talk about. We have... I don't think we're going to hear from Kevin. Kevin is in Bangkok right now. So I believe that they are 11 or 12 hours out from where we are here in the US. So I don't think he's actually going to join us. And Kevin usually leads the patch of the week. So where in the world is Kevin? I don't think he's going to join us for that either. So that'll give you a little preview of what we should expect on the program this evening. Oh, Defense Dad's there. Jumping in with the 3 yos early. We like that. Yos for this program are like voting for Democrats, do it early and often, right? Oh, look at that. I just got a notification that there is a town hall with Elon Musk. I can't believe I'm missing that. Yeah, it's a shame. It's the kind of things I give up to be here and share my time with you guys here on This Week at Gear Report. So why don't we dive into our first segment, recent reviews. We're going to knock those out pretty quickly, and then we can talk about whatever you guys want. So if you're out there, leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to talk about, any new things that are going on in your world. And once we get past these recently published reviews, we can dive into that stuff. So the 2 that were published, let's see if I can move myself down here. How do I do that here? Yeah, that'll make it a little bit bigger, and we'll get rid of recent reviews so we're taking up less real estate. Maybe we can make it a little bigger. There we go. All right, so this is a really neat item from Steiner, the TORX review. It's a laser sighting system, which, you can get all sorts of little underbarrel laser sights, right? But what's different is this has the Mantis X, which is like a motion sensor and reporting system combined with software that's really good for like dry fire training type stuff. That's built into it. So this is a really, really neat system that you can get from Mantis Tech. AJ gave it 4 out of 5 gears, which if you're unfamiliar with our gear rating system, that means that 4 gears stands out as a top option in the product class and price point. So there you go. So that means AJ is a big fan of this product. All right. The housing, he says, a little bulkier than most lasers that he's used. Obviously, it has the Mantis X stuff built into it. So really neat system that apparently you can leave it on and use it as a laser while you're shooting. You can use it with the Laser Academy, but it's also got the Mantis X system built into it. So really interesting. I highly suggest that if this sounds interesting to you, that you dive down into the comments where you will find a link to this, or you can go to the Gear Report, gear-report.com website and find it there. Greetings, Gizzard Gary, or Gizzard Jerry. I can't remember what we're supposed to call him these days. I may have to ask G-Webs next time I talk to him, because I seem to get that confused every now and then. All right, why don't we change up and we'll dive into the second review that we have from AJ from Streamlight, which, we love Streamlight. We do a lot of work with Streamlight and have had much better luck than we had with those stupid Olight lights like this one here that I still I wish it would work because I like some things about it, but the dang thing just gave up and quit working. So I've not had that issue with Streamlight. I've had lots of Streamlights over the years. Every single one of them still works as good as it did when it came out of the package. So this one is like a long gun light, a larger weapon mounted light that will mount on a rail. They call it the TLR RM2, but this is the special one that has an integrated green laser. And again, AJ gave it 4 out of 5 gears. So if you want to follow along at home, I'm going to drop that link down in the chat as well, so you can go find that. Lots of places you can get this one. Some of the products we review, you have trouble finding them. AJ, I got to give him credit. He's kind of upped his game on the photography, really doing some kind of artsy photography. You can read through, the different types of batteries it uses, what his impressions were on how it worked, what he thinks of the switch. Obviously, we have product specs. We've got some field testing results, all the things you would typically find in a GearReport review. There's a picture of it unmounted, so you can see Streamlight. If you've used Streamlight weapon-mounted lights before, they have these little spacers, like where it says RM2 here, that you can put in to change the configuration depending on what you're mounting it on, what type of rail, all the dimensions, all of that. So he's got some pros, he's got some cons. There's your summary. And he thinks it's a big improvement over some of the prior similar weapon mounted lights. Like StreamYard's really evolved this one and put out a better product at this time, is kind of the short version of what I think AJ is telling us there. So go check it out if that's something that is interesting to you. And with that, we have just blazed through both of the recently published review, because I'll be honest with you, we get very little interaction from the audience. And when I'm here by myself without a co-host, I kind of need that interaction to keep things going. So I try to get through those recent reviews expeditiously so we can get on to some more fun stuff. Let me show you something that I've started working with. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. We have GearReport TikTok. GearReport TT is what this one is called. And let's see, I'm going to share that link out here as well. I'm going to share it off of Twitch right now. TikTok.com/@GearReportTT. 3 T's at the end. And I've started, looked like Clover was going to join us and then he dropped out. Yeah, we'll see if he comes back and tries again. But if you're not following us on TikTok already, please consider. And let me show you. I want to show you who I'm following, and you can find that out there. And I'm going to encourage you to go follow all these people as well. So that guy's wife, Arminthia, I know it says Armintha, but she says Arminthia, Ghost Tactical Actual, which apparently is the real Ghost Tactical and not one of the fake Ghost Tacticals, which gives me an idea of a new account that I could make. GearReport, obviously, that's our main TikTok channel that I tried to start a couple years ago, and now I can't figure out how to log back into it. So maybe I'll figure that out. Another Clover Tack, Gun Snob. Pure Wyoming is another channel from Bullets for Bucks. Clover Tack and that guy's wife. Gear Websites, Gizzard Gary. All of those are available out there on TikTok. All of us are putting some additional time and effort into that platform now, because TikTok has matured to the point that it's not just young women in too little clothing twerking. I had no business creating content on the platform. Then that's what TikTok was all about. But they've got a pretty robust platform with a lot of different content available now. So all of us are exploring how we can share some of the content we create for other platforms on TikTok And you can see we got a lot of product-based things where we're reviewing products because that's what we do at Gear Report. So please go check that out. If you're on TikTok, give us a follow, and definitely hit our followers list and find some of the other people. Excuse me, the following list, the ones that we're following, to find some other folks that would be useful for you to follow. All right, let me take a peek off of here. No, okay. Just looking to see if Clover had said anything about why he popped in and then disappeared real quickly. So, and he is not, so I don't know. All right, that was the Gear Report TikTok channel, and I'm also going to share with you a link to Gear Report on Pinterest. It's interesting that that we don't have any kind of image up there at the top. I'm not sure what that's all about. I thought we had one up there at one point. They must have changed something. Pinterest.com/Gear Report, one word. That's what we are on most platforms. GearReport, without the hyphen, because a lot of these they don't let you put a hyphen in. So we're easy to find pretty much anywhere. You'll find Gear Report. That's going to be us. But you can see a whole bunch of our older content that we've shared on there. And then if you go into, not that one, if you go into saved, we've got a bunch of curated list where we're sharing a lot of new content out there on TikTok, or on also on TikTok, but on Pinterest. That's where I was trying to go. So if you're into that kind of thing, then go give us a follow there and check out some of the content that we're sharing over there as well. I wonder, oh, we can add a profile cover image. Well, why don't we do that? You know what? Maybe we can find something cool from a recent event. We just went to the Iraq Veteran event. Maybe I got a picture in here that would be good to share. Let's do this together. Make them extra large so we can see what we're looking at. I think we may have to go with, oh, so many good options here. We're going to pick the Jeff and Mike Pappas show, the godfather of suppressors, and we'll make that our hero image for Pinterest Gear Report. So why not, right? My page, I can put whatever I want up there. All right, 13 minutes in, we have covered, let me go back to our banners. We've covered recent reviews that will be published soon. Well, why don't we talk about that? I'm going to pull this over to the other screen and bring that back up. So what do we have coming? Spartan Precision Equipment Javelin Pro Hunt Tack Bipod from AJ. X-Vision Optics Impact 150 Thermal Scope. I really have got to get that one published. That looks really interesting. The Riton 5 Conquer 5 to 25 by 56 rifle scope. I'm actually really curious how that stacks up and what price point that's at. And Toby's got some LA Police Gear slide rail weapon light. Interesting. I didn't even know they were making weapon lights. So we've only got 5 left in the pending to be published. So we'll get to those pretty soon. Maybe we'll have a couple of those ready for next week. I said that for Guitarmageddon for this week, I didn't think I had anything to talk about. And then you know what I remember? Something arrived today. I've not even opened the box to see what it looks like. So why don't we open this on screen here? We're going to do a live unboxing of the Joyo overdrive guitar pedal called the Dr. J series. Here you go, Dr. J Effects. So Joyo is a Chinese brand that kind of makes knockoffs of a lot of the high profile guitar items, whether it's amps. They do a ton of pedals. They do some really cool. I used to have one sitting right back here. Oh, other side, right back here. About a year ago, I sold it. A little Joyo amp, fantastic, tiny little amp, pretty inexpensive. Here we go. They called this the Emerald Overdrive. And if we want to explore what these controls do, oh, this one's going to be fun to play with. We have a more. This knob is literally called more. We have tone, which is going to make it darker or brighter, frequency wise. Output is your overall line level. And then drive is going to be the overdrive itself. So you can crank your overdrive up, keep the output low, and still get a lot of overdrive, or maybe do it the opposite way for a different effect. I'm not sure what more does, and I'm not sure. This says OD, it has an arrow and says boost, and the other one says boost and then overdrive. So I'm thinking what that means is when this switches down, this is a boost, and then overdrive's on the other side. And if you flip it, then it's going to be putting overdrive here and boost on that side. So it's flipping the order of the circuits. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to get out and play with it tomorrow. Oh, that's what it is. Boost and overdrive, flipping which one it is depends on which button you push. That is really, really interesting. I had not noticed that it had two foot switch buttons. So you can either do overdrive and then boost, or boost and then overdrive. And obviously that's going to change how it works. So there we go. The Emerald Overdrive from Joyo. We'll plug it in, see what it sounds like tomorrow. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll record some videos, put it up on Amazon and maybe some other places as well tomorrow. But there it is. Yeah, so Defense Dad, I was trying to do you a solid here, brother. He says, oh, sure. I turn my back for 5 minutes, and here comes Guitarmageddon. Well, I could tell that you had stepped away, and I said, you know what? Before he gets back, maybe I can get this done, and then he won't have to complain about having to sit through Guitarmageddon and learn about the DJ Effects Overdrive. Really, really neat looking overdrive pedal there. So I do apologize. I normally do the Guitarmageddon when we start it. I don't even know why I do that, but I didn't do it this time because I had forgotten that this came in and was available to talk about. So let's see. Humveegeddon. I had an interesting email with a brand this morning that they've launched. It's a larger kind of conglomerate of brands that has launched a new sub brand where they're making water containers and different water systems that seem to really be aimed at the what we call this, the overlander market. And if you're not aware, the Battlewagon 3 has been done for a year and a half. It's for sale, and I've got it priced a little high. I'd rather just sit on it. In an inflationary period, I prefer to sit on assets instead of selling them, and now I have cash that's being devalued by inflation. So I am oh, Defense Dad is working on photos. Looks like Photosmageddon. All right, good to hear. So anyhow, I'd rather sit on assets in an inflationary period and then sell them after inflation has made them worth more money, as opposed to sitting on a pile of cash that's going to be worth less and less due to inflation. So Battlewagon 3 is done and really just waiting for the market to bounce back a little bit so I can sell it. And then the Battlewagon 4 has been sitting because all the stuff I need to do to it, I need mobility, and with the broken foot, I'm not smart enough to go out and try to work on things when I have a bad wing, so to speak. So now that my foot is feeling better, and I feel like I broke it and it was almost healed, and then I re-injured it, I feel like I'm probably safe to go out and start working on it here in the next week or so. I'm going to get that truck roadworthy, which it runs now, but I'm going to get it roadworthy, get it registered and inspected, all of that stuff, and get it to the point that I can start driving it. And then the next project is I have a military generator trailer, and with the generator taken off, but it's a heavy duty, large wheels, off-road trailer, military trailer. And then I have a communications shelter that could be put in the back of a Humvee, or I'm going to mount it on that trailer so that I can disconnect it. I can drive the Humvee and pull that somewhere and then disconnect it, kind of like a little miniature RV. But I'm going to turn it into like an overland trailer. And I had a neat discussion with a company today where they had asked, hey, would you like to be a part of this affiliate program? And what products would you like to try? So, of course, I replied with, I've got a really neat project. Let's talk about what products you have that might be useful in that. The thing about their products is I have some other water containers, but they actually have a built-in pump that will pressurize it so that you can use it like as a sprayer. You can do a shower, you can do your dishes, whatever, with some real water pressure without having to have a separate water pump. I think that's really cool. So we'll see if that moves forward. But that's where we are with Humveegeddon. I have really just let the Humvees sit while I was injured because I'm not smart enough to go out and work on them without hurting myself further. Let's see. We're going to put repeal the NFA up there for a while because I feel like that's really what's appropriate. All right. So we're at the point in the program, we have covered all of our pre-programmed material. I'll show you something real quick that I thought was kind of neat. Let me see. We'll get this off. I don't think I have anything that I can use to demonstrate this to you. So I'm just going to show you. This is a Bluetooth speaker, and it looks like a normal Bluetooth speaker here. Obviously, it's called the Gemini. But then when we look at the other side, you'll see this is rubber with a little bit of texture to it. What you can't see is there are magnets under there, so you can actually stick it to something steel and it will hold. And I think that's really cool. I don't have anything steel right here in the studio. You know what? I wonder if those guitar holders are steel. Let me see if this will stick up there. Nope, those are aluminum. It will not stick to the aluminum. So that was a poor attempt at showing you. Here we go. This is steel. I don't know if there's enough steel in my calipers that will actually hold this up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it did work. So these are super strong magnets here. I think that's pretty cool. So where I plan to use this is in the Humvee. It's an aluminum body, so it won't stick to the normal body panels, but there are various different things that we bolt into the inside of the truck where it's steel and we can use the magnet to hold it in place, because obviously military Humvees don't have typical entertainment systems, music, that kind of thing. So we can use a Bluetooth speaker to fill in that role. All right. All right. So Defense Dad was working on editing. I think everyone else has gotten quiet on me this evening. What else can I show you that I have here? Oh, all right. I got two things that we can talk about real quick. Number one, these are moving up to the top of the video queue. They're going to get some attention here pretty soon. ManSpot. We've got various trimmers. Okay, so we have two of them here. Apparently, they think my groin needs lots of trimming because we have two different models of the ManSpot groin trimmer. And then we also have two different models of the Lady Spot bikini trimmer. So these are going to be some fun videos to film here shortly, reviewing those products. If you have any ideas on how we can do that without getting kicked off of any platforms, feel free to share those. And also along the theme of, the whole homeless Jeff theme that we've had before on this program. Here's a safety razor that, I've not actually used a razor like this in a long time. I use an electric razor, but we got one of those in the review queue, the video queue as well. Let's see, what else can we talk about that's down here? I don't think I actually want to dive into too many of these other items because I'm just going to have to film videos on them soon anyway. So with that, I think we've covered everything we wanted to talk about on the program this week. So with that, we're going to shut it down. Until next time, we'll see you at the range.